Should be good. All right, folks. Thank you so much for being here. Today is April 25th. This is the April meeting of the Indianapolis Public Library Board meeting. I'm going to call this to order. It's a regular meeting. Can we have the roll call, Angela?
Yes, Mr. Biederman.
Present.
Mr. Bixby.
Present.
Dr. Murtada. Present. Ms. Payne.
Present.
Joe Salinas.
Present.
And Ms. Tribble. Present. Thank you.
We do have a quorum. I'm going to move on to item 3, the public comment and communications. Are we good, Joe?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay. I know we're about. I'm not gonna say a 4-letter word. I know that's. Do you have me in a time delay? Are you worried about me?
That was the YouTube piece.
Okay, fair enough. All right. At every library meeting, we open up to the time for public comment. We welcome feedback from the public about our library, about the Indianapolis libraries, and at this time, the public may address the library board. If there are several of you representing the same group, please select a spokesperson. Do not repeat the same comments someone else already offered. Please note that also the public comment time is not the appropriate forum for commenting on matters related to alleged employee misconduct. Any such matters should be brought to the attention of the library CEO or the Human Resource Department, where such matters can be properly addressed in compliance with established library policy and procedures. A 5-minute time limit will be allowed for each speaker. Each speaker should give their name and their address. We have one speaker tonight, Alex Moore.
Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you. So I've seen you guys at the beginning of the year. So my name is Alex Moore. I'm the Staff Association President. And I wanted to invite you all to this year's May breakfast event. So it is held next Monday. It's traditionally held the first Monday of May as we celebrate the current Staff Association members, the retirees of the Staff Association and IndyPL system. And additionally, we have an award for the Laura Bramble Distinguished Service Award winner. So I do have invitations to you all to give out, and I just wanted to invite you to the event. Ms. Payne, I think I've seen you there before last year, yes, so I hope you can come again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, bring it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Oh, this is first. Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, he's right here.
Oh, no, he's not.
He's right here.
I apologize.
Angie.
I thought I could take a photo. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I will do that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Moore. I appreciate it. That's all we have as far as present speakers. Do we have any letters? So we'll move on, folks, to item number 4, approval of the minutes of the executive, regular, and special meetings. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the executive session held March 25th, 2022?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion on the matter? Seeing none, Angie, can we have a call to roll, please?
Mr. Biederman.
Approved.
Mr. Bixby.
For purposes of this discussion, I will abstain from the executive session since I wasn't there, but I will approve.
Dr. Murtada.
Approved.
Ms. Payne.
Approved.
Joe Salinas.
Approved.
And Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
All right. Now the regular meeting, which was on March 28th, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on March 28th, 2022? Is
So moved.
there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the matter? Seeing none, can we have a call to roll, Angie?
Mr. Biederman.
Approved.
Mr. Bixby.
Approved.
Dr. Murtada.
Approved.
Ms. Payne.
Approved.
Joe Salinas.
Approved.
And Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. We do motion carried. The committee reports, the finance committee, Dr. Payne.
Chairman.
And what page are we starting on?
We will be starting on page 33.
Thank you.
We're starting with the treasurer's report, which is reporting on the first quarter activity through March. And on page 33 is the highlight of our operating fund revenues and expenditures. And I just wanted to say at the end of the first quarter, there's nothing unexpected that has showed up.
in either revenues or expenditures this quarter. And our expenditures are slightly higher than this time last year, as to be expected, with the services increasing. I wanted to turn to page 34 where we have our charts. And I just wanted to point out we're kind of in line with the last couple of years. We do have a slight increase though. The 2022 bars for expenditures are showing a slight increase. Under major expenditures, we have these categories, our expenses broken down by categories. I did want to point out benefits looks a little bit less than last year, but that's a timing difference. So there will be a payment in April that makes up that difference. And also in our far right on the graphs, we have collection materials. And in 2019, it shows we spent a lot more at this point. And I just wanted to point out over the years, we have transferred some of our budget from actual tangible books into electronic resources. So that's why that difference is there. And then the rest of the report is available for you to look at. Did anyone have any questions about the treasurer's report this time?
You said benefits look a bit higher. Can you tell a little bit more about that?
Well, I mean, in previous years, the chart this year looks a little lower than in previous year's expenditures. So there was a medical insurance payment that hadn't been made yet. So once that's made, we double up in April and it'll be in line with the previous years.
Thank you, Karen.
Any other questions or comments? You want a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
A second?
Second.
Any discussion, further discussion? Angie, can we have a call to roll, please?
Mr. Peterman.
Approve.
Mr. Bixby. Dr. Machado.
Approve.
Ms. Payne.
Approve.
Jess Salinas.
Approve.
And Ms. Tribble.
Approve.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Moving on to the second item, on page 50 is a resolution number 18-2022 requesting authorization to transfer operating funds from our security services budget line to our salaries and benefit budget line items. This will allow the library to hire a security assistant supervisor and 9 security assistants at Central Library. There is no impact on the total budget as we're planning to move security services in-house from using an outside vendor. And this will help, starting this year will help us have this all in place at the beginning of 2023.
Okay.
Are there any questions on this?
Or are the other branches, are we okay on security?
We already have a few in-house employees at a few of the branches. So yeah, we're fine right now with the plan going forward. So.
Does the board have any questions? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Just one quick question. When does that shift occur from security to operating?
Once this is approved, Dana Einmel, our safety and security officer, will be able to move along with HR to have applicants come in. So I assume, by June this year that we can start with the Central Library. And I believe there's a few other branches we might try to do this year. And I'm not sure of the overall plan if we're having security at all branches moving in-house.
I'm planning this year is to replace third-party security on first, early and late shift Central. That should be done by the end of the year.
Who is that talking?
Adam Parsons.
That's Adam, our fiscal facilities.
I have to defer to Adam Parsons, our facilities director, since he's very much involved in this.
Very good.
Thank you, Adam. Any other questions from the board?
Okay.
You okay, Dr. Matai? Any more questions?
Thank you.
All right. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Now, can we have a call to roll? Please?
Mr. Peterman.
Approve.
Mr. Bixby.
Approve.
Dr. Machado.
Approved.
Ms. Payne.
Approved.
Jess Salinas.
Approved.
Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
Motion carried.
Our next item is on page 52. This is a resolution 19-2022 requesting approval of our annual OCLC cataloging, metadata, and interlibrary loan subscription services agreement renewal. These services consist of cataloging management tools and services used for creating database records for all the library's print and electronic resources. These essential tools include assigning Dewey call numbers and creating records for the hundreds of thousands of titles added to the library catalog annually. Also, the interlibrary loan subscription allows central library staff to manage interlibrary loan requests to and from other libraries across the county. The library will be paying OCLC a total of approximately $130,000 for this subscription and over the period of July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2023. There's no impact on the budget as these funds are currently already budgeted in the 2022 budget. Are there any questions?
Just one point of clarification, the interlibrary loan subscription, is it actually loans to and from other libraries across the country or the county? Is it national?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
it's mostly in the state, as I recall, but there is,
okay.
there has been, I recall recently Denver University, we borrowed something from them.
That's awesome.
So libraries are still using the Dewey system.
Oh.
Libraries are very much using the Dewey system. Cool.
Yes, but it doesn't stop us from borrowing from non-Dewey libraries, interlibrary loan.
Okay.
But public libraries primarily use Dewey.
And that was Doug Lambert, their collection management services area, helping with that. Are there any other questions?
Their motion to approve.
So moved.
Their second.
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, Angie, can we have a call to roll, please?
Mr. Peterman,
Approved.
Mr. Bixby,
Approved.
Dr. Matada,
Approved.
Ms. Kane,
Approved.
Jess Salinas,
Approved.
and Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
And then our last item for the Finance Committee agenda is on page 56. It's Resolution 20-2022. It's requesting approval of the annual Baker and Taylor book leasing high demand services agreement renewal. And this book leasing high demand program provides management tools to manage and acquire approximately 6,684 forthcoming high demand titles efficiently and quickly so the library can meet public demand. This service includes automated monthly pre-publication selection lists. And this allows us to get the books in fast and timely so our patrons can access it. With this agreement, the library will be paying Baker and Taylor a total of almost $115,000 for the subscription period of May 1st, 2022 through April 30th, 2023. The annual Baker and Taylor leasing agreement costs $114,898, and these funds are currently in the 2022 budget, so there's no additional budget impact for this agreement. Are there any questions on this?
Yes. How long have we had this leasing agreement?
Well, I'm going to ask Doug Lambert to answer that question.
About 5 years.
Have you assessed how effective it is thus far? And what performance indicators do you use to assess its effectiveness?
This allows us to get these materials out within a week, as opposed to up to 3 weeks of having to process and catalog everything that comes in. It also allows us to continue purchasing when we cannot purchase because our budget lines are closed at the end of the year and at the start of the following year. So it allows us to, and also we don't technically have to return them. We have a clause that we're don't have to go through the labor of boxing them up and returning them as a leased book.
So it just stays with the library, whatever the book is?
I'm sorry?
So it stays with the library?
Yes. Yes. And it's approximately $13 per title. And that allows for processing and cataloging costs of the items as well.
And we've been doing about, and you have assessed its effectiveness all along?
Yes.
How
We've
do you,
actually
how do you do
expanded
that?
it. I'm sorry.
How do you assess its effectiveness?
We look at the costs of what we would pay for it, and also what processing time and cataloging time would be, and the speed that we can get these materials out and the benefits to patrons. We've actually evaluated it against other leasing high demand programs with other companies like Road Art. And we've expanded it to large type print books as well. So for those very popular authors.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Get you on the motion to approve.
Just one more quick question. About how many books does that include?
6,000.
6,000?
It's
Says 6,684 forthcoming high demand.
and it's only I think about 2,000 for large type program, and that's below the $50,000 threshold for that program.
Thank you.
Further questions from the board? Seeing none, Dr. Payne, did you want a motion to approve? So moved. There's a second.
Second.
Any further discussion on this? Can we have a call to roll, please? Angie?
Mr. Biederman,
Approved.
Mr. Bixby,
Approved.
Joshua Makata,
Approved.
Ms. Payne,
Approved.
Judge Salinas,
Approved.
Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. And thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to item 6, Diversity Policy and Human Resource Committee. Hope.
Thank you, Mr. President. While interim HR Director Galarse comes forward, I'll just give a quick update on the CEO search process to say that it is on schedule. We are still planning to have the position posted on May 9th through June 26th. And the first meeting of the search committee will be this Thursday. So we're very excited and moving forward with that process. And if there are no questions, turn it over to Ms. Galarse.
Good evening. I'm here to present Resolution 21-2022. Last month, we approved the resolution for the credit for the union staff employees. And this time, we would like to extend the benefit to the staff association employees. And also, we would like to do the resolution to add it to our policy to be consistent with all the approvals with the union and the staff association. So the first resolution is 21-22. This one is to amend the Article 5, which is currently joint association recommendation to do the Sunday credit, to change the current policy of the bonus day for Sunday, to do a 1.5 hours Sunday credit whenever an employee works on Sunday. Any questions about Resolution 21-2022?
Hope that you want a motion on this.
Yes, so I so moved.
There's a second. Second. Further discussion on Resolution 2021.
Just a quick question. The union has discussed this as well and.
Yes,
it's-
that
it's
one,
fully
that resolution
supported.
was approved last month.
Yeah.
So now we're just extending it to the staff association
Yes.
and we will add it to the policy manual.
Any further questions? All right, there's a second. Any further discussion on this? Seeing none, Angie, can we have a call to roll, please?
Mr. Biederman,
Approved.
Mr. Bixby, Dr. Machado,
Approved.
Ms. Payne,
Approved.
Judge Salinas,
Approved.
Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm here also to present Resolution 22-2022, which is just to add the policy 245.2 is our Sunday schedule and Sunday credit to our policy manual. It's the same policy for all of them. Any questions?
Questions from the board? Hope, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
There's a second.
Second.
Any further discussion or questions from the board? Seeing none, Angie, can we have a call to vote, please?
Mr. Peterman,
Approved.
Mr. Bixby,
Approved.
Dr. Machado,
Approved.
Ms. Payne,
Approved.
Judge Salinas,
Approved.
and Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that all the update?
That concludes the report of the diversity policy and HR.
The Finance Committee? Facilities Committee, sorry.
Okay, Mr. Parsons, thank you, Mr. President. We only have a couple of resolutions in front of us tonight that we'll discuss in detail. Board input.
I have 4 items on the docket for tonight. The first one is item 7A, so resolution 23-2022. It is request for approval to award a construction services contract for the Glendale Replacement Branch Solar Photovoltaic System. We would like to award this to Telamon Energy out of Carmel. They were the lowest responsive and responsible bidder following all the required procurement processes. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions from the board? Vice President Curtis, did you have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, can we have a call to roll in?
Mr. Peterman,
Approved.
Mr. Bixby,
Approved.
Dr. Machado,
Approved.
Ms. Payne,
Approved.
Judge Salinas,
Approved.
Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
All right. The next item, item 7B, is resolution 24-2022, very similar. This is approval to award a construction services contract for the Fort Bend Branch Solar Photovoltaic System. We recommend that we award this to Telamon Energy. They were also the lowest responsive and responsible bidder following the procurement processes. And it comes in, both of them actually come in under our budget. Any questions on this?
Seeing none, Vice President Curtis, did you,
I'll make a motion to approve.
a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, can we have a call to roll in?
Mr. Peterman,
Approved.
Mr. Bixby,
Approved.
Dr. Machado,
Approved.
Ms. Payne,
Approved.
Judge Salinas,
Approved.
and Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
All right, my third item is item 7C, resolution 25-2022. This is approval to award a construction services contract for the Spades Park Branch Lighting Upgrade Project to various forms of LED. We would like to award this to Richard Lopez Electrical LLC. He was the lowest. They were actually the only respondent who was also responsible and responsive. Came in under budget, and we're requesting award to them.
Any questions on the board?
Motion to approve.
For a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Angie, can we have a call to roll?
Mr. Peterman,
Approved.
Mr. Bixby,
Approved.
Dr. Machado,
Approved.
Ms. Payne,
Approved.
Judge Salinas,
Approved.
Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
Real quick, can we have some follow-up on the area, find out? Maybe next time we can get more than one bidder, if we have that same issue.
Yeah, we were actually kind of surprised. Under the item in your packet has a list of all the vendors and the various entities throughout the city that we emailed, and we will try our best to get more respondents. Sure. All right, the fourth and final item tonight is item 7D, resolution 26-2022, approval to award a construction services contract for the Central Library Atrium Carpet Replacement Project. The carpet has not been replaced since the library was built, and it needs to be replaced. We request award to ICC Floors out of Indianapolis for a total cost of $93,580. This came in under budget. and they were the lowest responsive and responsible bidder.
Questions, comments from the board? Seeing none, Vice President, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
A second,
Second.
further discussion? Seeing none, Angie, can we have a call the roll, please?
Mr. Biederman. Mr. Bixby.
Approve.
Dr. Machado.
Approved.
Ms. Payne.
Approved.
Ted Salinas.
Approved.
And Ms. True.
Approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just one little point, in our meeting, we also discussed, and, especially in the language of this, Robert, please, that we ask that you begin to track and pay attention to the recency of certification for women designated business.
Mhm.
Because we don't always know if Robert, give me the right language, if the designation is currently certified.
Yeah, we discussed just having clarification, confirmation of when the last certification was with the certifying agencies. I think there was discussion in the minutes about having staff come in and just walk through the process that they utilize to confirm those XBE vendors and when they went last through this certification process. So that was part of the meeting minutes.
Yeah, our goal is to have that done in either the June or July facilities committee.
That'd be
So
great.
walk you through the process, and then I can also talk with our purchasing officer.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right, the absence of Dr. Robinson, Pastor Robinson, this evening, Roberta Jaggers from Indianapolis, from the Library Foundation, president of the foundation update. Right.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. First of all, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be with you tonight to give you a quick update on some of the things the foundation is doing. And our report is a little short this month, but basically the first thing we always like to do is really thank the staff that are involved with the library programs that we're funding. And last month or so, there is some great work done by the African American History Committee on the Meet the Artist Gala. Also, a cross-section of library staff from many departments are very involved with a name engraving project of the authors, and that was something we were really proud to be part of. And then also we want to congratulate the Center for Black Literature and Culture on launching the multimedia display, even though that was technically funded by bond money, that particular portion of the project. We're really excited about having our library board meeting there, our library foundation board meeting there in May, and really celebrating that addition with the staff of the CBLC. So again, just want to thank all staff from across all the library departments, board members, volunteers who were involved with projects like these, because that's what allows the Library Foundation to really have a great case to make for support. And we've had a lot of donors continuing to support us. And last month we had about 162 donors. And we listed in the report our top corporate and foundation donors. And we list that so that if you ever run into any of those folks, you can help us say thank you. And then the last thing we just wanted to share with you all is what we've funded in the past month. And this month we've sent over about $80,000 to the library for initiatives such as On the Road to Reading, the Summer Reading Program, and the CBLC programming that's occurring midsummer. So just really excited and proud to support the library, really appreciative for all you do as leadership, and just wanted to keep you informed about what we're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
We'll move on to item 9, the report from our interim CEO.
Thank you, Judge Salinas. Before I give the resolution, I just wanted to do a quick update on the last month. It's been quite a whirlwind. I've been meeting with staff, attending events, and keeping the library running with everyone's help. This past weekend at Pike, they started the early voting cycle. They opened on Saturday and saw an amazing 183 people come through their doors to cast their votes. Lots of comments on how glad they were to be able to vote there and how much they love their library. Pike had the most voters at any Marion County early voting center on Saturday. Their seed library also received a lot of activity as the line went past the seed display. So we're very excited about that. My primary goals during this interim time are to address our compensation and capacity challenges. So I'm working with the EC and other staff to make that a reality. I'm also encouraging everyone to take care of their overall health. We've had some great classes, and I think you have a handout about the IndyPL wellness programs, Tai Chi, meditation, and et cetera, as well as using our employee assistance program. I continue to be committed to our mission to promote lifelong learning. And that's the end of that report. And now I want to touch on the Finances, Personnel, and Travel Resolution 27-2022. And those are on pages 1 through 11 after 9A1. So this is Finances, Personnel, and Travel Resolution 27-2022. It's a routine procedural action that appoints new salaried hires, approves new hourly hires, compensation changes, resignations, and travel and financial related claims and warrants. The financial impact has already been accounted for in the budget for 2022, and this is attached in your packet, and we are requesting approval for that. Are there any questions?
Any questions from the board on resolution 27? There a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
any further discussion? Seeing none, can we have a call and roll on resolution 27?
Mr. Biederman,
Approved.
Mr. Bixby,
Approved.
Dr. Machado,
Approved.
Ms. Payne,
Approved.
Judge Salinas,
Approved.
and Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank you.
Motion carries.
Andy.
You have a report? Okay.
May
All
I
right.
just,
Yes, ma'am.
I was at Pike Library from about 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Saturday. I was there campaigning. But the flow of people that were just coming to the library to drop off books, it was just, and I went inside and talked to the staff, it was just a welcoming atmosphere where you just felt, and everything was just running so right on time. So I just want to really say that I was very, very proud of the Pike Library and all that they did to make sure that everything went well. Very proud.
I'll make sure to share that with the manager.
Yes.
And Liz Sholto, who's the owner.
Right. I think I'll also remind everyone, not everyone here, but everyone who's will view this. May 3rd is election day. If you haven't voted ahead of time, please do so on May 3rd. I don't care who you vote for, just
Exercise your right to vote.
thank you, folks.
Just wanted to make one comment. Attending the groundbreaking for Glendale, where Judy Gray is the manager, the staff all turned out. It was wonderful. It was so well attended, even in the midst of the muddy rain. Mike Coughlin, the crew, the staff, everyone did a fantastic job, even laying out red carpet across the mud so you can come in. I just want to think that the timeliness of this opening was really important as well, because they really spoke to how important it was to come out of the shopping center area and really speak to the historical significance of being at that site. And so thank you to our interim CEO for the graciousness and for your mother being there, as well as for the many, many people that turned out. It was a great turnout. Could you please convey a special thanks to Judy Gray, the manager, and to her staff?
I'll definitely do that. And also, I would be remiss not to recognize the communications department, Keisha Hughes, Joe Baki, and I'm probably forgetting some people, so I apologize if I did.
And Mike.
Randy.
Randy.
And James.
I said Mike
Kim
for
Myers.
the sake of it.
So thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
Randy.
your work.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to new business. New business, we have resolution 28, I think.
Yes, at this time, Mr. President, I would ask for consent of the board to take up a matter of new business not on the agenda. That business will be to consider a motion to approve the recommendation of termination by the interim CEO based on the recommendation of the Diversity, Policy, and Human Resources Committee, which sat as the grievance committee charged with hearing and considering the matter of a grievance presented by a library employee. The committee, comprised of Pat Payne, Curtis Bigsby, and me, heard the grievance on April 18, 2022, took the matter under advisement, and subsequently worked with the Library Council to draft the committee's findings and recommendation to the board. The findings before you tonight were reviewed by the committee and are supported by all committee members. The board has been presented with the decision and recommendation of the committee, and I would ask for consent of the board to present a resolution adopting and approving the grievance committee recommendation and findings, and thereby upholding the recommendation of the interim CEO in this matter.
Can I get consent for the board to consider this resolution? A copy of the resolution has been given to all board members for their review. And the materials this evening. And it's at your table, so I would ask for consent from the board. Verbal consent, okay?
Yes.
If anyone doesn't get consent, just let me know. All right. Can I get a motion to approve resolution 28-2022, adopting and approving the recommendations and findings of the committee?
So moved.
There's a second.
Second.
All right, been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on this? Seeing none, can we call the roll? On the vote?
Mr. Biederman,
Approved.
Mr. Bixby,
Approved.
Dr. Machado,
Approved.
Ms. Payne,
Approved.
Judge Salinas,
Approved.
and Ms. Tribble.
Approved.
Thank
Motion
you.
carries. The decision of the board adopting the recommendation of the committee has been approved this evening and will be added to the meeting. All right, item 12, this time is made available for discussion on items that are not on the agenda, which are in the interest of the library board, to the library board members, and the opportunity is given to suggest items to be included in future library board meeting agenda. If you have any, you can say them now, or just email me or the board. Be happy to consider for any future agenda items. Our next meeting is May 23rd. And for now, it will be at the library service center, subject to other factors. But for now, it'll be there. All right, that's all that matters we have. I call this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.